Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. And so I am recording this on Monday morning, February 26th, during market hours, so just note that this price will be changing. But we did get a pretty encouraging open for the week, opening at a price of $75.62, which looks like it is just above this white downtrending level, which is the top of a wedge, which I'll go over in just a minute. Also, does look like we opened just above the 236 level from this Fibonacci retracement here, which is going back to, let's see, the low on January 22nd, then running up to the recent high here that we hit on February 6th. So I do think that is a significant level to be paying attention to. But, I will also, add some levels in here that I probably should have done before recording this, but I thought that the levels were on there. So I'm just going to add these in here so we can look at them. And yeah, so it does look like from this retracement on the way down, we are above the 618 level, which is at a price of $75.15. So I do think that's good. We've actually had 4 consecutive closes above that level again, so I think that's good. And also I do want to point out that the last video that I put out was on February 16th, and I had suggested there might be a pullback, but I was thinking that, it would be good for price to be moving higher. And following that video, we did see a pullback. We got this hammer candle, which did seem, somewhat bearish because it was red on the day coming down and having a direction of trading in the downward direction during market hours. Also closing below this 382 level here at $73.19. However, that does seem like there's a fake out. The close of that day was $73.14, so just 5 cents below that level, and it does appear that buyers were stepping in below that close, as we did get a reversal, actually a gap up the following day into Wednesday of last week on February 21st. So that does look pretty good. Does look like it was a fake out breakdown of this yellow downtrend. And so on that Tuesday, February 20th, that was a good dip buying opportunity, apparently, because we did gap up. But I should note that the high of that day was at a price of $73.67. So potentially, there is a gap to fill at that price. So yeah, I've got that gap noted there now. So it's quite possible we will return to that level, which could coincide with retesting the 50% level here at 74.17. Also could coincide with the 382 from this retracement at a price of $73.87. So just a number of levels there to the downside that we might be returning to. And since today's candle is not yet closed, I do think it is really important to be paying attention to what the closing price is for the day, Monday, February 26th, as we could be putting in topping signals here before returning to this gap or these levels down here. And so what we want to see, ideally, we want to see a close for the day that is higher than last Friday's high, which was $76.94. So if we can put a close in for the day above, let's say, right around $77, that would be key. And since this high from Friday was the highest price for last week, that is also the high for the weekly candle of last week. And so ideally, BABA not only gets a daily close above $77, ideally we get a weekly close above $77, and that would suggest a continuation to the upside. But if we can't get a close in higher than $77, whether that's for the day or the week, really any days of the week, then I do think that it's going to be important for us to close above this 786 level at a price of $76.56, because we did get a wick above that on Friday of last week, February 23rd, but we could not close above it. And we actually opened below it as well, opening at a price of $76.48. So I do think that level is going to be a significant level of resistance, but if we can close above it, I do think it will be a significant level of support. And if I do throw up the volume profile here, it does look like we've seen a good amount of consolidation below current price. And so hopefully that can act as support. But really, once we do get above 76.50 or 76.56, marked by this retracement here, then I do think that could be acting as support, as we do see a lot of, this volume shelf really kind of taper off. And so that could be, acting as a launch pad before moving to the next level up, which would be a full retracement to the high here of $78.34. So while it would be good to get daily and or the weekly close above $77, what would look really, really good, really strong for the stock moving forward is to get a weekly close above $78.34. That would suggest that any topping signal that was put in here, that there are no buyers there, that would really suggest that buyers are starting to step in above these highs, and that price could really start to move higher. But if we do see daily candles, daily wicks getting up to $78.34, but we get pullbacks if we see wicks up to that level, but then the candles being lower, that could suggest that the top is right around $78.34, and we really need to see volume start to increase, buyers start to step in above $78.34 before we could see it move higher. And if we do see pullbacks, that would suggest there are no buyers there. There are only sellers, those who bought the top here, exiting their positions. And so I do think that we could be seeing that there is a topping signal around $78 this week. But if we do see strength, if we do see volume step in, I do think we could start to move higher, and that could be bringing price. Let's see, I'm going to remove the volume profile. That could be bringing price up into the 80s, like filling this gap at 81.23, or this, 1618 extension from this Fibonacci retracement. And that would be at $83 and right around 50 cents, or we could get to this gap here at $84.75. And just throwing up this volume profile here at the end, once we do get to that gap, it does look like the volume profile does pick up again. So I do think right around $80, I do think we will see some significant resistance there. But first, we really do need to not only reclaim $77, but we need to reclaim $78.34, this high here, and hopefully if we break above that, that will then act as support before moving into the 80s. So that's what I'm hoping, and I hope that this was helpful for you, and if you did find it helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.